Hi, this is Will Gray 42, and today I'm making a boffer. This video goes out to Poopwad McGee for when I started making my boffer videos. He subscribed and said, "What are those things you're using? We've been using, rattan and such, just straight sticks, and they're starting to get tired of beating each other to the point where they bleed. So they wanted something else. So today I'm going to show you and them how to make a simple, basic boffer. First thing you're going to need is a piece of PVC pipe. Now, this particular PVC pipe is 3/4 inch. Now, before I continue, right up front, almost every single person that knows anything about boffer will argue almost to the point of turning blue of how a boffer is made, the proper weight, the proper piping, 1/2 inch, full inch, 1/4 inch, how far you need the tip to be so you're able to thrust safely. This is how I make it. And if you really must comment and say, "Yo, you're doing it wrong," then go right ahead, because from your point of view, I am doing it wrong. Luckily, from my point of view, I'm doing it right. This is my son. Say hi, Billy.
Say hi.
Right on. Hey, and we're back. Little monkey break. So, PVC pipe, 3/4 inch. The first thing we need to do is decide whether or not it's going to be a long sword or a short sword. This particular piece is already cut to be a long sword. And I'm going to actually cut it down to size to make it a short sword. So get yourself one of these. It's a PVC pipe cutter. For a good sized short sword, you put it to your shoulder, and as far as you can reach, that's where your handle is. Okay? Give yourself enough room for the handle, a little extra room, and figure about that much for the pommel. Yes, I'm not giving you exact numbers. I'm not giving you exact, well, you need to do it 3.14 inches. The reason why is because as much as this is a science, as much as this is a skill that you can learn, part of it is also art. Part of it is feeling it, going, "Oh, man, it's a little bit too short. Okay, I should put the handle maybe here. Oh, yeah, that feels right. There we go." And this is the next step. You spin it, and your hand, if you're up too high, your hand will naturally lower itself. It will, I started here, and it will move itself down. And what it'll do is it'll actually put it to the exact spot that you need to be in. Once you find that spot where it moves proper, it feels right, and it will take 3 or 4 tries to learn how to know where that feeling is. But in the end, if you hold it here, well, that doesn't really work well. You hold it at the very tip, it's a little bit too top heavy. About right there. Okay, that has a little swing to it. Okay, right about there. So, now we need to mark this. All right, now I've marked it. Marking it is just basically putting where the handle's going to be. My hand fits there. That's about where the handle's going to be. It feels right in my hand. All right. Now the next step is to cover both of these ends with tape over the end. Now, after a while, you will learn to rip duct tape with the best of us. It's a simple skill. Right where it comes in, you lay your finger where the tape lays down, and then you just rip from your finger. Rip it along the line of your finger, right where your finger goes. A little square about this big is all you're going to need. It just goes on the end, and all the ends pulled down. Okay? Now we do the other side. The reason why we do this is because at the end of the boffer, there will be an extra bit of foam that will protect the edges. It's kind of like making an extra padding for the tip. And if you don't close up these holes, all of the core padding that you make in for your boffer slides down the hole, and now it's still dangerous again. So I just cover up these edges so that the foam can't go down in the hole. Alright. Now you have a basic skeleton of a boffer. The next step has to do with foam. And once again, there'll be a giant debate over what type of foam, how to use the foam, what was the proper foam feel, and so on and so forth. This is what I use. It's standard. 3/4 inch, because we're using 3/4 inch pipe. Use 3/4 inch foam. When you're at the store and you're buying this, by the way, all of this stuff can be bought at a standard hardware store. Ace, Home Depot, Lowe's, any of them. You should be able to get this stuff. Now, when you buy it at the store, just take it real quick, make sure that it fits inside the foam. You're going to use the marker that you made, where the hand goes, and lay the edge of it on. And now you're going to want about this much extra room, so that when you thrust it doesn't hurt. So having this be your mark, I do suggest buying a brand new pair of sharp scissors. Cutting through foam, cutting through tape, over and over again will wear out your scissors, so make sure that they're sharp. Alright, now, we have the blade, and we have the skeleton. But before we put these two together, there's a couple more steps that we have to take care of. First off, lay your boffer down. Have this edge match up. And now you have this little bit of extra here. Well, I'm going to use a secondary type of foam. This foam is a little bit smaller, as you can tell by the width. Alright. You lay it to the side, and you make it flush. That's how much you need. Once you have the size that you need for the core of the edge, you'll find that most of the foam that you buy will have a crease in it or a break in it, that so you can slide it over the pipe of an existing piece that's already existing. That works for us because we don't need a whole piece. We need a little bit more than half. Roll it up as tight as you can. And in your blade piece, put it into the hole. Try to get it flush the best you can. Now, when you slide in your piece, make sure that your hand holds that core in position as you slide it down. And when the pipe hits the core, it'll start to push up just ever so slightly. That's where you stop. Now, if you did it right, you should be right at your marker on your thing. Here's my little piece of blue. Now you have the foam for your blade. The next step will be duct taping this down.